Hey guys, it's Lex the Great with another video of Marvel Contest of Champions. In this video I am running the Chapter 2 of the Champion Challenge, and I'm going to show you the champs that I use, other options, tips and tricks, how to get through this quest. So for Howard the Duck. For Howard the Duck, I personally use Clairvoyant. She's the MVP of this whole entire quest. If not, just a good strong Nullify champ like Symbiote Supreme, Magic can possibly work. I know her S1 will remove one buff, but the S3 will remove all of them. So, with Howard the Duck, pretty simple fight. He does have a strong crit resistance with the physical resistance there, so you want to stick with champs that don't crit too much because you're not going to get a good amount of damage out. As you're fighting him, he stacks those Furies. And with those Fury stacks, you want to be careful because once he hits 5, he becomes unblockable. Now, as far as for the armor stacks, once he stacks 5 armors, if you hit his block, you will take a good burst of damage. So, the only problem with this fight is, which not a problem, but the only way you gain power is whenever he throws a special. As you can see with Clairvoyant, when she throws her S2, she removes all the buffs, all of them. Now, one thing you always want to watch out with Howard the Duck is when he gets to 60 and 30% health, he will either proc Thunderquack or regen. The regen is fine because you don't have to really worry about that because Claire will just nullify it. Thunderquack is a very strong degen that will take a lot of your health. So there it is there. And also lose connection, you don't have to worry about that. It's a fairly easy fight. Claire. His special scale with how many armors he has on him, so you want to be careful about that. Nice intercept there. Fairly simple fight. With Claire, S2s nullify all buffs. You don't have to worry about the armor up. You don't have to worry about the rage. She's a great counter. But again, if you don't have Claire, Symbiote Supreme or a strong nullify champion. Nice. Take that. Now with Gwenpool. Gwenpool, great options for her are Clairvoyant in the Bleed Curse mode and Nick Fury. Nick Fury is a great option because his bleeds are so strong, and with her, the only way you're gaining power is if she's bleeding. You need a damaging debuff in order to gain power. And with that, I always end with the light for me, just because it's a lot stronger. She also does have Bane on her, so you want to watch that timer. There it is, and you see, right as it switches, you want to make sure you're hitting her so that you can get that Bane back on her again, because it is, for her it's not a lot of damage, but for you it is a lot of damage. Now her combo is consistently rising, which is kind of a pain because with Gwenpool, as her combo goes up, a lot of your abilities don't work. So I gotta hurry up and get in there to get that back on her. See that? S2 does a lot of bleed, a lot of damage, and stuns. Should be dead right there. With Nick Fury, as you can see, when that Bane timer is just about to run out, you can always slow down your combo. So you can just kind of tap slowly, and you can do like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of smashing on the screen to get that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 combo out quicker. But you always want to watch out for that Bane timer because if it goes back to you, it does hurt. Options for Gwenpool. Nick Fury for the bleed, Clairvoyant and Curse mode. That's what I personally use myself. So, Warlock. Warlock, a great option for Warlock is Quake. Not only is Quake a good option for the team because of the synergy with Nick Fury, it allows you to get that 3 evades off in case you mess up for any reason, but Warlock can kind of be a pain just because it oscillates every 15 seconds. It switches between a Fury and armor up debuff, but with Quake you don't have to worry about that. And literally her Quake, her Earthquake stacks there will do so much damage that you don't necessarily have to worry about the switching between the two. And then he just gets so passive as he gets into that armor up mode. Now just be sure you know how to Quake, because Quake is a little hard too if you don't practice much with her. Now I'm trying, but I'm not the best with Quake. But just trying to give you a little example of why she's so good. Because look at just a couple of those stacks and he's melting. I try to look up some videos on YouTube where you can literally just count the strikes out that he does, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to kind of get the dex heavy, dex heavy, dex heavy. If that doesn't work, I usually will bring in Captain Marvel movie to help stack up the binary charges, so that way Mysterio is a little easier for you. Captain Marvel is a great option for these matchups just because of that synergy with Nick Fury, because it helps Nick Fury maintain his technical charges. And as you see, I mean, her energy burst damage is insane. Usually I can get that fight done with Quake, but for some reason as I'm trying to talk and play at the same time, I'm kind of messing up a little bit. But Warlock, again, oscillate every 15 seconds, switches between the Fury and the armor up. He has the hit me, I dare you. He will stack 10 charges, and for every 10 he converts it into armor up, and then he has a crumbling armor, so if you don't hit him after 6 seconds, he will place a armor debuff on you, which is good for willpower because it'll allow you to get your health back up again. Deadpool, probably one of my favorite fights here just because I use Aegon every time. But you can use anybody for Deadpool. The only problem with Deadpool is he has the Vigor on, so every 15 seconds he's gonna regen. It's a pretty strong regen. That's why what I've learned playing this match over and over again is that you can kind of use that Vigor to your advantage if you're using Aegon. Because with Aegon, you really want to build that combo up as high as you can, and if you kind of wait a little bit and let that Vigor kind of stack up his health more and more and more, you can kind of stack up your Aegon pretty high. I don't use any specials in this fight just because he has a strike back node, so if you use a special, he will get a bar of special as well. But with Aegon, it's just nice because you can literally just fight him straight up and just keep hitting him. Things to watch out for when you're fighting Deadpool is when he gets to 50%, he will gain a burst of 30% power of the bar. And all you have to do is just make sure you don't hit him, or make sure at least or you bait the S1 out there, so that way even if he does gain that power, it doesn't really affect you because you don't want him to get the S3. As you can see, I mean, it's a fairly simple fight with Aegon, and it's a great way to ramp Aegon up, because later on, if you do ramp up Aegon, he can be really helpful later on during paths, because he can be on Warlock, Mysterio, just because as you build him up, his crit damage is insane. See, there's a backup recovery right there, and he gained the Cub Bar power, so you want to kind of stop hitting him, so he doesn't get to the S3. And then another important part about fighting Deadpool is at 15%, he will gain a regen, and you'll see it. I'll show you at 15% what it looks like, and you want to be careful of that, because if he has that on, you don't want to stand next to him, because whatever he regens is going to take from your health. I'm just out here baiting the S1. It's not letting it go, but I mean, I'm already at 100, and look at how fairly easy this fight is. I've lost 7% of my health. Vigor kicks in, gives him a good amount of health back. If you want to play with Deadpool for a very long time, you can build Aegon's combo up as high and as far as you want. Oh, there's that heart right there with the arrow mark. That's where you want to kind of stop hitting him and back off, because as you can see, it took a good amount of my health out. But after that, I mean, it's a very straightforward fight. He only procs those two abilities one time during the fight. You can just keep on beating on him. It's just a fairly simple fight. Probably one of my favorites here. I was trying to let the S3 off to get another hit on the combo, but that's about 100 or so. So if you keep on doing that, you can kind of build up Aegon's combo pretty high. Mysterio, he's not hard, but it's not fun. He has enhanced poison. He has the masochism on. Masochism is what makes him really a pain, just because any debuff you apply to him, like the parry, the stun there, it will kind of shrug that off and it won't work. But with Captain Marvel, it's pretty good because you can kind of get a good stack of the binary charges up, and you missed the initial. Get burst damage. See, like, even though the masochism trigger, I'm getting my binary stacks up. I'm at 15 right now. There's 18 right there. And once I get to 25, she'll activate her binary mode and she'll go unstoppable. And just look at this burst. I'm going to back out there just so I can kind of get to the S2, throw the S2. Stun, 13k, that's pretty nice there. I got lucky because he didn't hit me there, but usually he will stun there, but the problem is, again, the masochism you want to watch out for. Wasn't really smart about that one there, but usually if you kind of parry before you throw the S2, you don't have to worry about the masochism. But you kind of just parry heavy, The block to get to the S2. Kind of want to avoid the S1. There is the Awakening Fury synergy, saved my life. I was also thinking a good matchup for this fight would probably be Captain America Infinity War. Captain America Infinity War with the skill champion, which again you're using Nick Fury. He will shrug off any like debuffs that are placed on him, so that S2 that takes your power away. You don't have to really worry about that. I lost my my binary mode because I'm not necessarily playing the best that I can be. I'm trying to get used to the commentary mode and playing at the same time. Now S2, you always want to worry about that little purple and green ability he has there, because he will tend to evade more. But she does work. If you play a little better than I did, you can kind of finesse that fight. And he isn't that hard, but if you don't bring someone who's kind of poison resistant, you will kind of lose a lot of health if he does place that poison on you. And he has the unblockable S2, the masochism, physical, and energy resistant from the adaptive switch. But options for him is Medusa, Captain Marvel movie, and Aegon if you can ramp him up. So that's it. That's my video. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for more content. Thank you and stay safe.